The classic MG Roadsters brought the joy of driving a lightweight, agile car to millions of people around the world. It was a car that handled well, felt like it was going fast, and gave its drivers more fun for the dollar than anything else on the road. MGs continue to deliver the promise of affordable fun. You don't need to be wealthy to tackle the open road in an MG. MG stands for Morris Garages, the Oxford distributor for Morris cars. Cecil Kimber became its general manager in 1922 and started modifying Morris Cowleys, lowering the chassis and fitting them with more sporting bodywork. The result was Old Number 1, the first MG sports car. Morris Garages outgrew its home 3 times before moving to Abingdon in 1929. It was renamed the MG Car Company. Cecil Kimber's little sports car was a hit. It was exactly what the public wanted. A small, high-performance car that could be driven on the roads during the week and raced on Sundays. But most importantly, it was modestly priced. These were the early days of the Depression, and most people couldn't afford a sporty Bentley or a Mercedes. The MG Midget was the perfect solution. Despite its low cost, each MG was handmade by skilled craftsmen. Every car was tested, hand-painted, and prepared for delivery. You didn't have to wait for the car to arrive at your local dealer. MG welcomed buyers to pick up their cars from the factory. Many buyers drove straight to local rally events, where the tough little car proved itself on the most extreme terrain. The first really important racing success for MG came in 1930 at Brooklands. Built in 1908, Brooklands was the first banked concrete racetrack in the world. This 2-day event was similar to the 24-hour race at Le Mans in France. On their first outing, the tiny MGs beat the powerful Bentleys. One of the Bentley drivers was heard to say, "We've been invaded by fleas." MG continued to dominate sports car racing throughout the early 1930s. They won events like the Irish Grand Prix, the Isle of Man Tourist Trophy, and the Ulster TT. They also took home victories in Italy, Germany, Czechoslovakia, and Monaco. MG's growing reputation on the track paid off with increased sales. Racing enthusiasts would often stop by the factory to see their new cars being finished and to have a word with the men who were building them. If you were lucky, you might have a chat with famous rally drivers like Ian Appleyard before they drove off to compete in an event. The MG Midgets began to develop a following in the United States, thanks to the heirs to an advertising fortune, the Collier brothers. They started racing on their parents' New York estate in the 1930s. they built a road course and invited their friends over to race. The brothers Barron Jr., Miles and Sam had read about European road racing, and once they saw it, they had to get involved. MGs became an early favourite at their races because of Barron's wife. She saw the little cars racing at Brooklands and bought an MG as a wedding present for her husband. The Colliers and their friends had so much fun they formed the Overlook Racing Club. They spent many weekends racing around the estate. They soon started to hold events on road courses they set up throughout New England. They changed the name of their group to the Automobile Racing Club of America and started to drum up more interest in this uniquely European brand of racing. Their first event in Alexandria Bay, New York, attracted 10,000 spectators. During this time, the MG company began to focus on speed records. They built a special car called the Magic Midget. In December 1930, the Magic Midget hit 87 miles per hour, breaking rival Austin's record of 84 miles per hour. By 1932, driver George Easton was determined to break the 120-mile mark at Pendine Sands in Wales. Captain Easton describes his difficult record attempt.
We found when we got there that the place was strewn with razor shells, and I had to get the assistance of the local schoolmistress to close her school and get the children out to collect all these razor shells in baskets, and that was done. Every time the tide turned to come in, the sands I found got rather waterlogged, and that was against the maximum speed that we might otherwise have been able to attain.
Easton hit 118 miles per hour, but he was still determined to break the 120-mile mark. To do this, the EX127 was built. It was a slimmed-down version of the original Magic Midget. So slimmed down, in fact, that Easton could no longer fit in the car. Driver Bert Denley took over and broke the record. The car would eventually hit 140 on the German Autobahn before being acquired by Mercedes-Benz for study. In 1935, MG dropped a bombshell on racing fans around England. They would no longer sponsor a factory team. They said that their quest for victory and speed had served its purpose.